It's time for the Sephora Spring Savings Event. You guys, I'm so excited. I'm sorry. I get way more excited about the Sephora sale than I do about the Ulta sale because it's more of a choice of what you want to get. You can get 20% off or some percentage off for whatever it is you would like to buy. Hi, my name is Haley. Welcome to my channel. I talk about makeup here, beauty, lifestyle, and today we are talking about that Sephora sales. I have my handy dandy cheat sheet here, and I'm just going to be looking at it. I made a list of the things that I most recommend buying in the sale. There are some gems on here. I tried to use as much as what was on this list on my face today. For some categories, I had multiple products, so obviously I could only use one, but I think I have a good list here, and I have a wish list as well. I'm considering making a separate wish list video just because there are a lot of things that I'm kind of eyeing, but let's get into it. So let's start with primers. My favorite primer on the planet is the Smashbox Primerizer. This version of the primerizer has been discontinued, but there is a new one that I still haven't tried, but I've heard is almost exactly the same, and I think it's called their Primerizer Plus. This would be a great time to pick it up because you can get a percentage off. And what I like about this formula is that it's very, very thin. It's almost like a very thin moisturizer, but it has some grip to it, so it's really good at kind of locking on that foundation when you put it on, but it's really, really hydrating. I got turned on to this when I was on Accutane because my skin was so dry. I needed primers that were going to be moisturizing, and I just never let go of it. I just always repurchase. So once I'm done with this one, I will try the new formula. The other recommendation I have, so some of these I don't have on me right now. I've run out of them and just haven't repurchased them recently, is the primer potion from Urban Decay. It's for your eyelids, and I used to have the creasiest, still do if I don't use primer, creasiest eyelids ever. And my eyeshadow would just get all weird and textured and just not good without a primer. Finally, a friend recommended to me and said, hey, have you ever tried using eyeshadow primer? And I was like, oh, I have not. And I did some research and tried the primer potion. It's really nice. It's a very thin, tacky formula, and it has really cute packaging, but it does a great job. Right now I'm using the MAC Paint Pot, but I would use that one in a heartbeat as well, and probably will go back to it eventually. Next one, Dior Air Flash. I've talked about this a lot recently. This is one of my favorite foundations. It has kind of a satin matte finish. It's beautiful. It's very lightweight on the skin. You don't have to spray it on your face if you don't want to. You could spray it onto a sponge, a brush. It's really, really gorgeous. It's very expensive, so the sale is the right time to pick it up. Unfortunately, I cannot buy this in the Sephora sale because of where I live in Hawaii. We don't have a Sephora on island, and Sephora will not ship this because it's considered hazardous material because it's in an aerosol can. If you want to get this and you live on like an outer island in Hawaii or you have shipping issues, I would buy it from Dior's website, but that's not going to help us for the sale. If you live near a Sephora or you don't have those shipping issues and they can put it on a truck, this is great. The other foundation type product that I would recommend is the IT Cosmetics CC Cream. I love the matte version because I tend to get oily, and this just stays a little bit less oily throughout the day. I wouldn't say I get super oily, but it's enough to be noticeable. So if I use this and I use a setting powder, I don't have problems. This is my go-to in everyday kind of life. If I'm just running errands or if I am on the weekend going somewhere, I like to use this unless it's like a fancier occasion. It has SPF of 40 in it, so it does a great job if you were like gonna hang out at the pool, but you were gonna go somewhere beforehand and you wanted to put something on. This is always what I go for. And they have other finishes of this too. If you like more of a luminous finish, they have a pink version, and then of course they have the original. They also have a new one that's more of like a skin tint that I haven't tried, but there's a lot of different versions of this, and it's a cult classic for a reason. It's just beautiful. Shade range is not fantastic, but you know, I can make the light work. It's a little too dark for my skin, but I can make it work. My next foundation recommendation is not one I've talked about yet on my channel, but I am wearing it today. I'm gonna get in super close here. It's the Tarte Amazonian Clay 16-Hour Full Coverage Foundation. This is the newer formula. I never tried the original, and this is the sample size. This has lasted me for a really long time. Now, I don't use just one foundation every day. I pretty much like cycle through about 3. I got this in the summertime, and I just pretty much have used it up. There's like a little bit left in here. I have the shade 26N. This oxidizes, I do want to warn you, so you may want to go a shade lighter or so. This one is pretty much perfect for me. I re-wore this the other day and I was just reminded of how beautiful it is. My skin tends to like thicker formulas. This is a thicker one. I have larger pores, so I think a thicker formula just kind of helps smooth everything over. It's more of a moussey formula, which I would also say is similar to the Cosmetics CC cream. But it's beautiful. It lasts really well throughout the day. The other day I wore it to work, and we're still wearing masks right now. At the end of the day, it still looked pretty darn good. I was like, wow, why didn't I wear this one more? So I think I'm actually gonna purchase the full size of that one in the sale because I've been so impressed the last couple of days while I've been wearing it. Be warned though, it does have a fragrance, and it is very fragranced, and it's one that you can kind of still smell throughout the day. The fragrance doesn't bother me. It doesn't seem to irritate my skin though, so if you have sensitive skin, you might be okay with this one. Just know that if you are often sensitive to scented products, this probably isn't the way to go. Let's move on to concealers. I have here, it's looking a little worse for wear, some of these are, the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I do not use this under my eyes because it is a little bit too thick for my taste, but I do use it to highlight. Cream highlight in these areas. I don't know, I feel like it makes a difference for me, and I think this one just does a great job. It also adds some coverage too, so if you were wearing something more of like a skin tint or a lighter formula, this could be really great to layer on a little bit too to add some extra coverage. But I've been using it this way pretty much since it came out, and when I run out, it takes me a long time to run out because that's all I use it for, and this is quite a bit. This is half of a fluid ounce, which is half of like a normal foundation. So this is a lot of product that you're getting. This can last me, I feel like, up to a year in the way that I use it. So it'll definitely be worth your money and you'll get a lot of product out of it. My next concealer recommendation is not one that I have on me right now. I ran out. It was actually in my last empties video and I ended up throwing away after that video. It is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I use the shade Madeline. It's just beautiful. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's very hydrating. It's very creamy. It does a great job of, you know, covering up any dark circles that you might have. I didn't use it today, but it is one that I have repurchased over and over again because it is so good. Powders. Now, in my recent empties video, I talked about how I cycle through 3 different powders, and you can find all of them at Sephora. I stand by every single one of them. They're all amazing, and they all do things that are just a little bit different. They're all translucent setting powders. The one I have on me right now is the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. This is a thicker formula. If you like to bake, this is really great for that. Lots of people use it for that. I'm not a huge, baker for makeup, but I do powder all over my face with this, and I feel like it does a great job of really locking in your makeup so that it lasts all day. If you get a little bit oily, this helps control that. And then the Hourglass Veil Translucent Loose Setting Powder, that was also in my last empties video. That one is a really thin formula that also has a glow that's not sparkly, but it's great if you have dry skin because it's not gonna sit heavily on your face. It really does a great job of just creating that veil. Like that's really the perfect name for it because it's so thin. Blushes. I only have really one blush recommendation. Well, I guess I could make 2. I love NARS Orgasm. That is a beautiful blush that I've also used for years. But the one I'm really, really excited about is the Buxom, once again, looking worse for wear. It's the Buxom Primer Infused Blush Wanderlust. And this is the shade Seychelles. This is so pretty. It has a shimmer to it that's not chunky glitter at all. I especially love this shade because it's more of like a bronzy nude kind of shade. I usually wear this one to work because it's not, you're not going to instantly look at someone's blush if they're wearing this. It's just very subtle and beautiful, but you could build it up. If you wanted to build this up, it would be great. And I think because it is primer infused, it has great lasting power. When I did my mask resistant makeup routine video, this is the blush I recommended. And I think it's because of the primer in it. It is the only blush I found that did not seriously rub off when I would wear a mask and work and teach and all that stuff. So this one's amazing and you could save some money. You could get a couple different shades. Okay, I was thinking about eyeshadow and I was trying to decide, okay, what eyeshadow eyeshadow palettes. I've had a lot of eyeshadow palettes over the years that you can get at Sephora, but the ones that I would recommend for the sale because you will save money are actually the Charlotte Tilbury palettes. I have 2 here. They're very expensive for being so small, but they're so beautiful. I always get compliments when I wear this. This one, this is the Pillow Talk Quad. This is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. And you can do a couple different looks with it. It has this beautiful all over light shimmer, this pinker shade in the crease. Today I used this one in the crease. This is like a glitter topper that is just beautiful. I love this palette. It's great for traveling, but it's very expensive. It's very luxurious makeup, and that's why I would recommend getting it during the sale because you will save some money. The other one I have is one I got for Christmas 2 years ago from my mom. It's the Darling palette, and this is just a much warmer orangey, not that that one's not warm, it is, but more of an orangey warm palette, and it's also expensive, but you get a few more shadows in it, but they're just beautiful. So I'm actually considering getting maybe a new color story in the next sale just because I love them so much. And to be honest, really anything Charlotte Tilbury I would recommend getting in the sale because it's so expensive. Same thing with someone like Natasha Denona. I've never tried Natasha Denona shadows, but this would be the time that I would want to pick them up because they're so expensive. Okay, mascara, a hot topic for me. I have a hard time finding good mascaras because the way that my eyes are shaped, almost every mascara smudges on me. Actually, I need to say that again. Every mascara smudges on me unless it is a tubing mascara. But the one I'm recommending to you today is not a tubing mascara. I've tried a couple from Sephora, but none I would like write home about. My favorite mascara that isn't tubing is the Too Faced Better Than Sucks. And today I layered the regular one with the waterproof one. Both are really good. I like them a lot. They do smudge on me. I'm trying to be better though about powdering my entire eyelid all the way up to the brow bone because that does help with smudging. But I just love it. It creates so much length and volume to an extent that I have never experienced with any other mascara I've ever used because I don't have very many lashes, and so any mascara that's going to make it look like I have more lashes, I'll always appreciate. This is what it looks like. If you're listening Too Faced, I know you're not. If you made this formula in a tubing formula, I would love you forever. It would be the only mascara I ever use, I swear. And I think it has something to do with the wand. Obviously the formula is more of a wet formula, so I don't know what it does. It's just so good at volumizing, and something about this wand is just, I love it. It's more of an hourglass shaped wand. And these both have the same type of wand. Ooh, lipsticks. This is a very fun topic. I didn't feel like wearing a liquid lip today, or I would have worn this one. The one lipstick I would really recommend from Sephora is the Too Faced Melted Matte Lipsticks. These have amazing staying powder without drying out your lips. Every time I wear this, I get compliments on it, literally every time. It's in this shade Sellout. It's kind of a pinky nude. It's one that really matches my skin tone well. I'm just amazed that it doesn't dry out your lips and it actually stays on. So that's pretty much the only lip product that I would really recommend. I think there are amazing lip products at the drugstore, but that's one that I haven't been able to find a similar formula to. So the lip gloss I'm wearing is one I'm recommending to you. Probably most people will not be surprised. It's the Fenty Gloss Bomb in Fussy. This is the only shade I've ever had, hence it's one of the only lip glosses I've ever kind of run out of. I am definitely running low on this, but this is just beautiful. It's this thicker formula that isn't sticky. Because it's thicker, it's plumping. It's got some shimmer in it, but nothing crazy, and it feels nice on the lips. You know, there are some lipstick and lip gloss formulas that it's like, oh, I can feel this on my lips, and it's irritating me that I can feel it on my lips. I don't know how to explain it. This is not one of those, and it's what I'm wearing today. It is very beautiful. This is another one that I really want to get some more shades of. I just haven't done it yet. Also, I have a setting spray recommendation that I almost forgot to mention, which is the Urban Decay All Nighter. That is one of the setting sprays that I truly feel prolongs the wear of your makeup, and it lasts me a pretty long time. I feel like normally around 6 months. It really is a tried and true. I don't think it changes the finish of your makeup very much. I think it really just prolongs the wear. If you're looking for a new setting spray, I mean, that one is a classic. I think most people have probably tried it, but if you never have, if you've only ever tried drugstore setting sprays, then I would recommend the Urban Decay All Nighter if you're looking for one that is just going to prolong your makeup and not change the finish. Now I want to talk about a tool, a skincare tool. The Foreo Luna 2, I love mine. It was another one I got for Christmas 2 years ago from my fiance, but it is very expensive. If you have acne, I think that that tool is 100% worth it. I used to use a Clarisonic before they went out of business, but it sucked that you had to buy new heads for it every couple of months. The Foreo is awesome because you never have to buy a new head. You but just buy the Foreo and that's it. You can have different settings. There are ones you can use an app for. There are some that can like massage. There are some that can do serums and like help get the serums into your face better. But the one I have is the Foreo Luna 2. I love it so much and I've only had to charge it one time in a year and a half and I use it every single night. So that is one I would recommend getting in the sale so you can get it for a little bit cheaper. Hair care, Olaplex products. I have really gotten into Olaplex since Christmas. I bought a little set and then it also came with this Olaplex bonding oil. I love this. It makes your hair so shiny and it's also a heat protectant. It smells so good. The shampoo and conditioner, I notice a difference in my hair when I use them. If you have damaged hair and you've been looking for something to help repair your hair, I'm really trying to repair my hair before the wedding so that it looks really good in pictures. Those are the products that I'm using and you can find them at Sephora. First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. I feel like I've talked this product to death at this point, but it is my favorite moisturizer. It really helps with dry skin. It has colloidal oatmeal in it. So if you're somebody that deals with itchiness and dryness and irritation, I have contact dermatitis and it's the product that I trust the most that will ease the itching and also hydrate my skin. You can get it in a couple different forms. They have a travel size version that I keep in my purse. They have one in a tub. They have a larger 7-ounce one. I think it's either 7 or 8 ounces. That is a squeezy tube. I have owned all those different ones. The formula is the same in all of them. They just do an amazing job. I know you can also use that product on your face. I never have just because I've always stuck to facial moisturizers, but they say it's safe to use on your face as well. So if you struggle with really sensitive skin, please go buy that. It is some coin. It is expensive. Get it in the sale. You'll get money off and I promise you, you will not be disappointed. I have tried a lot of creams at the drugstore that I like, but nothing that I love as much as the Ultra Repair Cream. Drunk Elephant products. I am a big fan of Drunk Elephant serums, especially their Framboos Glycolic Night Serum, the one with the pink lid. I love that stuff. I swear by it. It is a chemical exfoliant, so it really helps resurface your skin if you have a lot of texture, if you have acne. It was a major part of reviving my skin after Accutane, way after Accutane though. Don't use it if you're on Accutane. I'm not a doctor, talk to your doctor, but you only want to use the gentlest products. A couple months after I was off Accutane, I started using that and my skin looked so much better, so much quicker because of that product. I use it every night. Some people might be sensitive and you have to use it every other night, every couple nights. I can use it every night. It's never given me problems. I swear by that product. I hope they never change the formula and I hope it never is discontinued. And my last skincare product would be another thing I talked about in my last Empties video, which is the IT Cosmetics Secret Sauce Moisturizer. That is a heavy, thick moisturizer that I put on my face after I've done all my serums, did the Framboos, all that, and before I go to sleep, and it just sinks into your skin so beautifully. And when you wake up in the morning, you have the most beautiful glow, and it's not an oily kind of glow. It's just looks healthy, plump, more youthful. I'm only 28, but hey, it's time to start with those things, right? So I swear by it. My best friend uses it. I have used it for years now. It is my favorite nighttime moisturizer. And my last recommendation is a hair tool that I actually have right here. And it is the T3 wand. It has 3 different heads. One is a tapered head and one is more of a thicker barrel. This is the best wand I've ever used. Wands work the best on my hair with the humidity here in Hawaii. It's something about, I think, the way the heat is distributed with a wand, that it'll actually stay curled with this rather than a regular curling iron. I've had other wands that I've liked. Nothing that has protected and done as good of a job with my hair as the T3. I love this. I've had it for a couple of years now. I've never had any problems with it. I love it. You can change the heat settings. This is the only wand I've ever used that works without being on the fullest heat setting, which is really bad for your hair. I keep it on number 3. I have weird hair. My hair is very fine, very, very fine, but I have a lot of it. So when I'm using heat on it, it can be hard to dry. It can be hard to style it because there's so much, but it's very fine, so it damages really easily. So I have to choose the right products like the Olaplex ones and the right tools like the T3. I've actually been wanting to get a new head for that, so I don't know, maybe I'll think about it this time around. All right, I think those are all of my recommendations. I had a lot this time. So the sale is from April 1st through April 11th. No code needed, which is always nice. You can just put it in your cart, and then depending on your like tier, then you can get a certain amount off. So the first access for 20% off if you're Rouge is from the 1st through the 11th, 15% off if you're VIB, and that would be from April 5th through April 11th, and then 10% off if you're an insider from April 7th through April 11th. And there's also going to be 30% off all Sephora collection. My favorite YouTuber here that I talk about all the time, Jessica Braun, talks about how much she loves their brushes. So if you're looking for new makeup brushes, the Sephora ones, you know, I believe her. I always swear by the things that she says because I try them and they work. So that could be a great time to pick up new brushes if you were looking into them. I just love the Sephora sale. Like I said, I like it more than the Ulta sale because you have more of a choice of what you want to get. It's not just like, here are the few products on this day, choose one that you want the most, and that's the one you get for 50% off. So I like that you could get as many things as you want and you can still get some money off. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you will subscribe, and if you're subscribed, I hope that you'll ring the bell so you get notified when I post new videos, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Love you guys. Bye.